Four former Chief Justices of the Supreme Court have said that their concern over the dissolution of the lower house was not contempt of court. In their written response to the Apex Court's order in the case of contempt of court filed against them, they claimed that they had used their fundamental right of freedom of expression entrusted by the Constitution. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli accuses his own party for being non-cooperative since the formation of the incumbent government. Four former Chief Justices of the Supreme Court say they will not tolerate any sort of restrictions on freedom of expression. At least 60 people killed and hundreds missing after a boat capsized in the Congo River in the Western Democratic Republic of the Congo. And Chelsea defeat Newcastle 2-0 to climb to the 4th spot of the English Premier League table. West Ham also blanked Sheffield United 3-0. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli accused his own party for being non-cooperative since the formation of the incumbent government. Speaking at a program held in the capital yesterday, Premier Oli blamed Nepal Communist Party leaders for obstructing the government's activities since its formation. Premier Oli stated that he had to lead a coalition-like government since a year, despite having two-thirds majority. Prime Minister Oli claimed that the current government could not fulfill the public's aspirations due to the external obstructions. Prime Minister Oli said the case of dissolving the House of Representatives is a political matter and assured that elections would be held on the announced dates at any cost. Four former Chief Justices of the Supreme Court have said that they would not tolerate any sort of restrictions on freedom of expression.
Former Chief Justices Meenbahadura Raimajee, Anupraj Sharma, Kalyan Shrestha and Sushila Karki appeared at the Supreme Court on Monday to submit their written response in the contempt of court case. The four former judicial heads said that they had issued a statement against the dissolution of the House of Representatives using their fundamental right of freedom of expression. They challenged to confirm the press statement issued by them as a contempt of court case, clarifying that the statement was targeted at the procedure used to dissolve the lower house and not against the court and the writ petition, which is under consideration at the Supreme Court. They reiterated that they could not remain silent in the case of blatant violation and defamation of the Constitution. Former Chief Justice trio, Raimajee, Shrestha and Karki, submitted the documents jointly, while former Chief Justice Sharma filed a separate response. In their response, all the former Chief Justices argued that there is no established belief regarding the ban on speaking on issues of public concern, while the related writ is under consideration. They also added that people giving their views on the dissolution of the House of Representatives should be charged with contempt of court. All the four former Chief Justices had issued a joint statement on 8th of January against the dissolution of the lower house, terming it as an unconstitutional move, while a contempt of court case was filed against them on 17th of January.
Internal conflict within the political parties has rendered the parties weak. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Sunsari what might be the reasons for the formation of inter-party factions even at the district level. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
सिद्धान्त भन्दा व्यक्ति प्रधान बनाउने एउटा योजना अनुरूप व्यक्तिलाई प्राथमिकता दिनुपर्छ भन्ने एउटा सोच यो गलत सोच र गलत प्रवृत्तिको कारणले गर्दाखेरि पार्टीहरुभित्र चाहिँ गुटहरु बढी हाइ भएको देखिन्छ
आफ्नो पार्टी भित्र पनि आफ्नो वर्चस्व चाहिँ कायम गर्न चाहन्छन् जस्तो लाग्छ
म प्रथा के एकदम म भन्दा राम्रो कोही छैन म भन्दा के रे बेस्ट कोही छैन भन्ने यो जुन म प्रवृत्तिले अहमले चाहिँ यो भइरहेको अवस्था छ अहिले
आफ्नो कोटा अथवा आफ्नो भाग सुरक्षित गर्नका लागि पनि उहाँहरुमा चाहिँ गुट उपगुटहरु सृजना भइरहेको छ
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. How do you find the 3-year performance report presented by the Prime Minister? Your options are A, encouraging, B, normal, and C, different from reality. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news. Armed Police Force Club defeated Nepal Police Club 2-1 in the National Women's League football. APF conceded their first goal of the tournament in the 10th match. In the match played at the Anfa complex in Saddapato yesterday, all the goals were scored in the second half. Nepal Police skipper Dhim Kumari scored an own goal in the 69th minute to give APF a 1-0 lead. Amrita Jaisi scored for Nepal Police in the 75th minute to level the match at 1-1. Ravina Gole scored the deciding goal of the match in the 79th minute to seal APF's 2-1 win over Nepal Police Club. APF lead the league table with 30 points from 10 matches, while Tribhuvan Army Club are in the second spot with 25 points. Meanwhile, in another National Women's League match played yesterday, Biratnagar Metropolitan City defeated Walling Municipality by a solitary goal. In the match played at Anfa Complex, Indian player Asha Kumari scored the only goal of the match in the 35th minute to give Biratnagar the win. Biratnagar have climbed to the third spot of the points table with the win. And it's time now for our special segment, Sports Buzz.
The triangular series involving Nepal, Oman and America to be hosted by Oman has been postponed until further notice. The much-awaited tournament has been cancelled due to Oman's quarantine rules and America's travel restrictions. The cricket governing body in Nepal, CAN, has stated that the tournament has been postponed until further notice by International Cricket Council. Nepali cricketers were undergoing training in a closed camp for the triangular series under the watchful eyes of new coach Dave Watmore, while CAN has said that the closed camp training will continue. Tribhuvan Army Club have dominated the 15th edition of Pokhara Marathon. Army's Rajan Rokaya pocketed the top prize in the event held last week, while the second and third place also went to Army men. Rajan clocked 2 hours 28 minutes and 56 seconds to clinch the Pokhara Marathon. Likewise, Govinda Bhattrai came second with a timing of 2 hours 33 minutes and 48 seconds, while the third place went to Devraj Basnet, who recorded 2 hours 42 minutes and 33 seconds. Rajan also pocketed 200,000 rupees, while the second and third position also carried cash awards. Meanwhile, in the women's half marathon, Rajpura Prasai of Nepal Police won the event, covering a distance of 21 kilometers in 1 hour 27 minutes and 1 second. Along with the gold medal, Rajpura also pocketed 100,000 rupees. The second place went to Jumla's Ram Maya Budha and APF's Brinda Shrestha, who were also felicitated with the cash awards. The effects of coronavirus has once again started having its impact on European football. Due to the rising corona infection in Britain, the Champions League match between Manchester City and Borussia Mönchengladbach has been rescheduled in a neutral venue. This was after the German government barred the English team from entering their country. The first leg pre-quarter final tie will be held in Hungary's Budapest on 24th of February. Budapest will also hold another Champions League pre-quarter final tie between Leipzig and Liverpool on 17th February. This is Sarah Chitragar for our special segment Sports Buzz and Kantipur News Desk.
And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.